Welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about change and adapting to change. So, what I mean by adapting to change or change is that in order to change anything, it is not just important to intend to change, it is important to understand the whole patterning that governs the object of change. So, in order to change a habit or in order to transform yourself, in order to achieve your desires, the it is important to understand not just intend and keep intending to change, but to understand the patterns that this the govern everything that surrounds this desire or this object. So, if you want to quit a smoking habit, for example, the best way to quit the smoking habit is not just to intend to quit, but it is in fact to understand the habit and to understand the patterning that governs this habit. And in order to do that, you need to not just intend to change or be hammering on the point that you are not changing, but it's a subtle change that needs to occur, and uh, and this change will start happening only when you are becoming conscious of the patterning. Now, now everything, even a bad habit, is a mechanical thing. So a bad habit is not something uh, that is not usually intended by people. That is, they have just fallen slave to this mechanical process, and whatever habit you have, you are somehow bounded to that habit, whether it be good or bad, whether it is acceptable by the society or whether it is not acceptable by the society. Regardless, a habit is mechanical, and in order to change these habits, um, it is important to ask the question: who is trying to change this habit? Or it is important to question or try to understand the patternings of the mind that is trying to do this mechanical process. Even though its intentions are to change, it is not happening, or you are falling prey for the small urges that are giving into these habits. So change occurs when you go to the root of the problem and change reality itself, or change the perception of reality itself. Now, uh, now, in order to change one object in the universe, it is important to change everything that is surrounding the object, or not just the object, but everything that surrounds the object, the perspective that you uh, look at the object, the uh, the laws that are governing that object, and the the things that are influencing the object. Everything needs to be understood and needs to be changed accordingly. So, so change occurs at a very deep level. It is something that is a progress, and it happens over time. So time is also a factor that plays into change, and so so changing the perspective of reality is what I want to stress on here in this video. So changing the perspective of reality is something that is done when you are conscious of your reality, or when you are conscious of your beliefs, when you are conscious of of the things that your mind grabs at. When you're conscious of your desires, when you are conscious of the things that you are inclined to, and when you become conscious, your reality is actually made up of these factors, that is, these things that your mind clings to, and your your whole reality that you experience is strongly filtered by the mind. So it is important to, if you want to achieve change in the objective world, it is important to understand that change occurs in the subjective level. That is, the change occurs not uh, not in the objective world, but in the perception or in the subjective experience. So now that we understand that in order to achieve something in this reality, uh, the perception about the reality has to be changed. And how can this be done? This can be done um, in uh, three, uh, three ways or three steps. Uh, so first step is intention, which we talked about a little bit earlier. But intention is something that is, if you are persistent enough to uh, intend, you are moving closer to what you want to achieve. So what I mean by this is, if you are consistent in and in intending to change, you are you are eventually going to change, and this intention of change is going to um, hurt you somehow, and this hurt is going to generate change. But as long as you are consistent in persisting to intend, so the more you intend, uh, so intention is the first step, and you need to be consistent in your intention and consistent in your uh, goal. So the next step is understanding uh, the intensity of intention. So when this intention reaches a peak level of intensity, uh, it will it will eventually uh, intend in your favor. So this intensity is closely related to two factors, that is motivation and deprivation. So a person who is desperate will do things whether he intend or not. Um, so a person who is poor or a person who is sick will is very desperate, and he will he will have um, energy that will destroy all the the bad voices that say, or the voice that says to relax or to be comfortable. So desperation leads a person to changing or to self transformation. There is also another aspect to this, that is motivation, and motivation can also help a person change, and that is why leaders are required in the world who can give people a proper role model or an ideal for young generation, especially the young generation, to follow and to be motivated by. And motivation is something that we all require, and it is especially when you are young, you require motivation and you require uh, a sense of higher values than just falling for your lower desires. And motivation should be always taking a person from the lower realms of desire towards the higher realms of desire. So, so these two things come under cultivating the intensity of intention. So now intensity of intention is also closely related to energy. Now in motivation and in desperation, what you are doing is basically giving or trying to reach inside yourself to a source of energy, and obviously in motivated states or in desperate states, the mind will automatically reach towards this energy states. But when there is a lack of any intensity towards this intention, the mind won't reach towards this source of energy. But there is also another way to cultivate this energy without the need of desperation or motivation. And this way is the way of consciousness, or the way of cultivating your consciousness enough so that whenever you require energy, you are reaching out inside your body to access this energy state, or you are able to manipulate uh, your body to give you the amount of energy that is required to intensify your intention. So, so I have also talked about a few other things such as short-term gratification and its pros and cons in my previous videos. So you can go and look at those videos and try to understand how this functioning of energy works in our body, and how mind utilizes our body to gain this energy. So, the third aspect is the intention of the universe. Uh, so, so the universe always tries to conspire uh, in achieving its collective goal. So, the mind is, we have something called the collective unconscious, which a lot of psychoanalysts and a lot of psychologists talk about here, and they talk about something called the collective unconscious. So, everything that happens to our life is somehow related to this collective unconscious. So this, so for example, a child can only know what its collective unconscious uh, is capable of showing the child. Obviously, some children are talented and some are talented in other areas, but a child cannot perceive something that an adult can perceive, and an adult cannot perceive something that a child can perceive. Right? So the unfoldment of our life happens through this collective unconscious, and everything that we see here is only 1/7 of the iceberg, or it is just the tip of the iceberg that we are able to interact with. So here, just now, we have been talking about intention and how repetitive intention can lead us to change. Here, what we are doing here is basically we are signaling our unconscious, or we are signaling our subconscious that we intend to change. And over time, the signaling is becoming hard enough, or it is becoming deep enough that it is going from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind, or something that is beneath the surface. We are only able to perceive 1/7 of what our mind is projecting. So So we are utilizing this conscious mind, and we are signaling the unconscious that we want this, and it is up to the universe to actually take this signal and move it according to our wishes. So in many religious traditions and in many spiritual traditions, um, there have been seers, or there have been astrologers, or although now these sciences are not valid anymore because we are moving towards an intellectual era, and we are moving away from something that from the type of knowledge that is instinctive towards the type of knowledge that is intellectual. So, so these sciences are now looked down upon, and especially the scientific community looks down upon these sources of knowledge. But anyways, so what I was talking about was so in many religious traditions and in many spiritual traditions, there have been seers who predicted the future through a knowledge that is instinctive knowledge. And this instinctive knowledge is something that comes when you are able to perceive the things that are beneath the surface. So the things that are beneath the surface are responsible for majority of the things that happen in the world. So, so the change or the intention the seed of the change um, may result in a fruit after years and years. So, so this ability to perceive the fruit or to perceive the result of something is something that is instinctively known. Obviously, there are many prediction algorithms nowadays, and especially now that we have trained many models in machine learning and artificial intelligence, we have been able to the uh, predict certain things about the world now, especially in terms of the uh, financial systems or the political systems. We are able to perceive some things and predict some things. And it's a similar model that we can use to gain an instinctive knowledge about our life too. And this is something that astrologers have been doing since ages, but these signs are now invalid or somehow looked down upon. And it is not really necessary for you to go to an astrologer or to go uh, to someone who you probably think is going to take money out of you, but but you can do this yourself by being conscious of something that is happening beneath the surface, that is beneath the interface that we are able to interact here in this world or in this reality. So when you go beneath the surface, you are able to change things on a deeper level, and you are able to plant um, seeds according to your desires, whether it be um, gain in finance or whether it be gain in your relationships, whatever it is. You are able to go into this, you are able to access this unconscious and be able to put seeds and grow these seeds eventually into your conscious reality. And this is done by cultivating consciousness. And so earlier I was talking about this type of knowledge called instinctive knowledge. And the more conscious you are, the more you are able to perceive instinctive knowledge. So a lot of prophets and a lot of sages that we um, that we follow here on the world, um, they have this knowledge and this ability to perceive this knowledge, this instinctive knowledge. But it is not limited to only these people. These people, it is also accessible by us because we share this collective unconscious. So here also practice comes, that is meditation practice to be conscious, or any spiritual practice that you have been following to become conscious, to become more conscious, or simply praying. Prayer also has a huge effect on cultivating gratitude and even in gaining your desires. So God is someone who works very silently and is not visible in the sense that you cannot see him in the conscious world. But every action that happens in the world is somehow governed by this higher uh, state of consciousness which we call God. And God is actually that collective unconscious. So if you pray to the collective unconscious, you are signaling to the collective unconscious to manifest things for you in the conscious world. Obviously, it's not like a miracle is going to happen when you pray to God. You are eventually going to have the strength and energy to change yourself and to be able to see the laws that govern the universe and be able to manipulate these laws accordingly to achieve what you want and to finally transform yourself for the betterment of yourself, for the betterment of your family, for the betterment of your society. So thank you for watching this video. I hope I gave you some insight into the workings of conscious mind and the workings of the unconscious mind, and how we can utilize some of the tools and some of the practices to actually bring change in the world. Thank you.